Hola amigos, me llamo Cheryl, and today my fabulous colleagues and I will guide you through the process of delving into an understanding of how Zoom and Mahara may be used to create a transformative learning environment through supporting and enhancing open communication and collaboration. How will we be doing this? Over the next few minutes, we will be discussing in details each tool, and then we'll examine the learning styles that these tools best fit. What else will we be doing, Donnell?
Well, Cheryl, we will discuss a few theoretical perspectives that these tools we have chosen supports. Then, there will be an examination of how these theoretical perspectives benefit the creation of a transformative learning environment. Anything else, Ashford?
Of course, Donnell. The rest of the video will provide a few examples of how Zoom and Mahara may be used in enhancing communication and supporting transformative learning in a Spanish class. Finally, we will discuss how these tools support an open environment where cultural differences can be respected and assimilated into the transformative experience. Then, we just sum up everything in a conclusion and provide references which may guide you for your further reading.
So let's gain some further insight into these technological tools. As we have noted before, the tools we wish to discuss are Zoom and Mahara. Let's delve into what they are and how they suit varied learning styles. If you are in need of an avenue to communicate online using many forms of media, Zoom may be the answer. Zoom is a web-based technological tool that can provide you with the avenue of video conferencing. You can choose to use a video option, or you may choose to use only your audio. There's also the opportunity for you to instant message, so you can go ahead and type in the chat box even when other activities are taking place. Oh, before I forget, web-based means that you need internet service to be able to utilize the features of this tool. Zoom has numerous features that will be beneficial to users. The tool is free and can host up to 100 participants with unlimited meetings. However, features may be limited in the basic plan. Zoom offers 3 other plans where additional features may be accessed. These are Pro at US $14.99 per month, Business, and also Enterprise, both at US $19.99 per month. This tool may be used on either your computer or your mobile phone using a downloaded app. Using the tool in meeting with others is pretty easy. Miss the meeting or want to revisit it for any reason? No worries. Zoom allows you to record meetings whether on the cloud or straight to your computer. These recordings can also be shared with all the features I have described before. Collaborating on projects for work or school will just be a breeze. Just imagine. No, you don't have to, for it is possible with Zoom to share your screen and your peer or colleague may make annotations. I have shared so many features about this technological tool, but what type of learners is Zoom most suitable for? Let me first share the disclaimer that there are quite a number of theories related to learning styles. But for this video, I will only focus on 2. Well, if you use the learning style based on Carl Jung's theory of personality, extroverted learners would love this tool for their need to collaborate or participate in group work. Can you believe that for Neil Fleming's VART model, all learning styles can be catered to by Zoom? As you know, from the features described above, the learners may be able to listen, and so auditory learning is possible. Visual learners may see the shared screens showing pictures, diagrams, and videos. Well, with the chat feature, you can read what others have typed and join in the discussion or read slides or documents that may be shared on the screen. So if you're a learner who loves to read and write, you are covered. As we further discuss the use of these tools in language acquisition, you will see how probably Zoom can help kinesthetic learners to practice language in order to learn it. If you are a multimodal learner, then this tool will be great for you. Ever wanted a database where you could store artifacts? How about a space where you can upload and manage a collection of videos, text files, hyperlinks, images, and other types of media on a topic of your choice, placed however you wish? Then Mahara is a great tool to be used. Mahara is an e-portfolio system, also known as a digital portfolio platform, where you can control what artifacts you input and to whom you share them with. You may share with just an individual, selected individuals, or even a group. You may organize such artifacts on pages, having different collections for intended purposes or for different audiences. Mahara is also a very suitable blogging tool where journal entries may be organized any way you wish. Do you think Mahara may suit your learning style? If you use Carl Jung's theory, feeling learners will do great in using the journals to document their feelings and thoughts through reflective exercises. Introverted learners could also benefit as they enjoy personal reflection, and Mahara allows for work in individual spaces. Remember that you can only share what you wish to whomever you decide. So if you wish to work individually or if you wish to work in a group, Mahara is good for you when it comes on to communicating. For the VARC model, Mahara does still apply to kinesthetic learners. You may have noted that they will be able to manipulate the pages in order to organize their artifacts in the ways that suit them best. However, Mahara is best for those who are reading and writing learners. They are able to express themselves mostly through the writing of journal entries, and then they are capable of expressing their thoughts in written format. The oral and visual learners may still be appealed to, as the artifacts that they collect or create may be audio files or videos. So, now that you have a brief understanding of these tools and their useful features, let's now look at the theoretical frameworks that support their usage and how they are beneficial in creating a transformative learning environment.
I will now look at some theoretical perspectives which support the use of technology. First, I would look at theoretical perspectives which support the use of web conferencing. Andragogy. This encourages group work and discussions. Knowles in 1978 describes it as the art and science of helping adults learn. Learners can learn from their own experiences and also from those of their peers and that of the instructor. Guided discussions and structured debating can allow learners opportunities to critically reflect, according to Slavich and Zimbago in 2012. Next, we look at constructivism. This encourages learning through collaboration. John Dewey points out that humans are by nature social beings, and in a group setting, there is greater opportunity to build knowledge. This was highlighted by Lev Vygotsky, who spoke of learning in social communities. Group discussions, collaborations, and structured debating can be conducted using web conferencing tools such as Zoom. Then we have sensory theory of learning. This theory states that people learn through the stimulation of their senses. In a Zoom web conferencing session, the senses of sight and hearing can be stimulated, making the session more fun and exciting and also easier to remember. This sensory theory of learning is also associated with Piaget's theory of intellectual development, which involves the processes of assimilation, accommodation, and the resulting adaptation. Now we look at theoretical perspectives which support the use of e-portfolios. First is constructivism. This theory is one that would support critical reflection. The learner looks back at their experiences and mistakes of the past. Learner could try to understand why or what led to the mistakes and will be in a better position to learn from these experiences. Experiential learning theory. In this theory, the learner experiences something and learns from it through reflection. Kolb's experiential learning cycle identifies 4 stages as concrete experience, observation and reflection, abstract conceptualization, and active experimentation. A learner can be encouraged to create a journal within an e-portfolio such as Mahara, and this can be used for critical reflection and critical self-reflection. Learner can also choose to share journals with selected peers and instructors. Now I will look at the benefits of web conferencing software. The first benefit is that it can bridge geographical gaps. It allows for the connection of learners no matter where they are, but synchronous connections would require the use and availability of internet. It improves the learning experience. It allows for greater interaction, and the asynchronous feature makes it flexible in that it can connect users at their convenience. It can improve collaboration. This can be used for impromptu meetings of group members, and it also allows for the incorporation of multiple media and the sharing of desktops and applications. In terms of some benefits of e-portfolios, one is that they are convenient. It can be accessed through multiple devices, including mobile devices. Second is that they are cheap to reproduce and to disseminate. E-portfolios can be stored, and electronic artifacts can be stored within the e-portfolio, and these can be in very many types: text, audio, video, or computing. Next benefit is the reviewability of e-portfolios. They can be read, reviewed, and assessed by anyone with whom they are shared, and it is also easier to receive feedback. Next benefit is that an e-portfolio is a living resource. It can be updated regularly, and it is less costly to update. And finally, it enables collaboration. Through the tagging feature, it can be found easily by a web search. Thank you very much. We now move to the next stage of our presentation.
Okay, so we have heard about the uses of Zoom and Mahara, and we also explored the technology from a theoretical perspective. But how do we put these tools and theories into practice in the classroom? We will now explore 2 examples of how these tools can be used to facilitate transformational learning in a Level 1 Spanish class at a technology-enabled university. Let us assume that the university has campuses located all over the world, in Europe, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, North America, the Caribbean, and Argentina. Teaching across these regions is facilitated by Zoom and the Learning Management System, or LMS, Canvas. During the summer months prior to entering university, all students receive extensive training in the use of Zoom as well as the LMS. Now, for the first example, the exciting Argentina Connect program was conceptualized. Generally, the English-speaking campuses are connected via Zoom for classes. However, in this case, the suggestion is for Zoom to be used to connect the Caribbean Level 1 Spanish classes with classes from Argentina for 1 session per week. Zoom in this instance will allow the Caribbean students to experience a virtual immersion program without the expense and the inconvenience that would be attached to a physical student exchange program. Communication in the target language will be centered around a different topic each week. Greetings and farewells, my family and I, in my free time, just to name a few. This should create a disorienting dilemma for students who will find themselves in a situation where speaking in English is not allowed or even understood in some cases. This should help them to develop an understanding with regards to the importance of being able to speak a foreign language. The second example is in the form of reflective pieces. Students will use the link to the Mahara e-portfolio system placed in the course style in Canvas and will journal on a weekly basis about their experiences in the conversational class. At the end of the semester, students will be asked to read each of those entries and complete a summary which requires a comparison of initial feelings speaking Spanish to a native speaker, as opposed to how they feel about it now, and an explanation of how practicing the language with a native speaker helped or hindered the learning process. Students will be asked to explain how they feel programs such as Argentina Connect can help them in the future, as well as any difficulties they experience. The aim of this exercise is to allow students, as well as the facilitator, to see if transformative learning has actually taken place and to chart the process that resulted in this learning and growth. Now that you have had an illustration of how the tools can be applied to the classroom setting, let's look at their role in supporting open environments where cultural differences are respected and assimilated into the transformative experience.
We would now be looking at how Zoom and Mahara supports an open environment and a transformative learning experience. Zoom enables students, peers, and even facilitators to conduct research together. We have compiled studies which shows what students think about this. One student said when communicating with her dissertation chair in the use of Zoom, she said, "Interaction with me is just like sitting across the table with her at Starbucks. Nothing is different. It's not like there's a computer between us. We both sit, we discuss, and we come to a common understanding of what is really needed to improve my research." Another student also referenced a similar perspective, saying, "If I need to know what they, which are my peers, are doing or saying, I can turn the share screen over to them. So it doesn't matter about our cultural backgrounds or differing of opinions, because it's almost like sitting at a cafe together. Go get your cup of coffee. I've got mine. Now let's spread the papers out and deal with what's in the front of us." And finally, a student said that that's what Zoom does. "It makes me feel like I'm not alone. Before we started doing Zoom, I used to feel that way. I felt as though I was just a student making a payment, and nobody really cared, and that all I did was just show up and do a few things, and that was it. And there was really no accountability. But now that we have Zoom, I feel more connected. I feel as if what I'm doing, I need to reflect upon the process before, because I'm encouraged to do more. I'm encouraged to pay more close attention to what I'm doing, and I'm excited to do so. As we continue, the e-portfolio helps an individual in building their self-assurance, their commitment and enthusiasm, which not only benefits themselves, but also brings advantages to higher education itself. The use of the e-teaching portfolio has become more popular as a way to collect all the evidence in teaching and supporting the reflective teacher. We are all familiar with the blog, web pages, PowerPoints, PDF files, which are among the easiest and common way of preparing an electronic portfolio among the academians. From the positive perspective, by preparing their own e-portfolio, academians may express their own creativity and may also use it as a professional portfolio in their career development. With Mahara, the e-portfolio is not only about the technology. It is the evidence of someone's teaching, a reflection on their past experiences, a self-assessment of what they have done before, a collaboration among their communities, and a tool for future empowerment, and also as an important tool to support lifelong learning. Finally, in Zoom and Mahara supporting an open environment and the transformative learning experience, specifically, the studies that we have demonstrated using video conferencing and e-portfolios leads to reduced isolation, improved engagement, increased persistence, and a deeper sense of reflection in graduate students.
Wow, that may seem to be a lot to take in, but it's very vital information on how Zoom and Mahara may be used to create a transformative learning experience. So if you feel you haven't grasped something, just rewind and watch at your own leisure and pace. You may also view references at the end of the video to guide your further reading. So let's recap. During this video, we looked at how Zoom and Mahara may be used to create a transformative learning environment through supporting and enhancing open communication and collaboration. We also discussed in detail each of the tools and examined the learning styles the use of these tools best addresses. We then looked at the theoretical perspectives that these tools support, as well as the benefits of the creation of a transformative learning environment. We also spoke about examples of how Zoom and Mahara may be used in enhancing communication and supporting transformative learning in a Spanish class. And finally, we discussed how these tools support an open environment where cultural differences can be respected and assimilated into the transformative experience. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you may find our information beneficial in guiding you on how to use Zoom and Mahara to create a transformative learning classroom. So on behalf of my colleagues, Donnell, Ashford and Carlos, this is Cheryl saying, thanks for watching. Adios!